Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Just giving you a look at the oak leaf hydrangea. It's starting to flower out. Today is Monday, the 16th of June, and the moon is in Aquarius. The moon will remain in Aquarius until 2:09 p.m. here on the east coast of the U.S. When it moves into Pisces. Both Aquarius and Pisces are moons that are collective in nature. Of course, Aquarius is associated with humanity, and Pisces is associated with the consciousness of all levels of sentience, whether it be human, animal, plant, mineral, planetary. It encompasses, right, all of it. We have a certain sense as we start this week with both the strength and the fragility of being human. From last Friday or Thursday or Friday, we are now at the precipice of a conflagration in the Middle East. Of course, that there's been conflagration there pretty much consistently, but of course Netanyahu, by attacking Iran, has raised the stakes of that whole thing. Iran says it doesn't want to get into an escalated fight, but they will stand up for themselves, which we certainly would expect of a country. Would happen to us, right? So there's that precipice. We had 2 people assassinated by a right-wing, true believer perhaps. And we have the richest man in the world on X or Twitter saying that it was the radical left and that they're very violent and this is all the left. So everything that the right side is doing, of course, they blame it on the left, and they make the left a target, right? So we have that going on. We had a military parade, our first actual military parade in this country, where there were very few people there. Now, I feel kind of bad in a way because the lack of people being there, I don't think at all reflected how America feels about their military, their army, their service people. I think it was more how they felt about their, I'll put in air quotes, presidente, orangente, ridiculense. Sorry, I was trying to rhyme. I'll never be a rapper. I can't find a rhyme. Woo! I know, you're like, okay, so what else is bad, Dr. Skirbo? Well, the good news, and there is good news, couple of good news, they did catch the guy in Minnesota who they suspect of the assassinations. So people in Minnesota can sleep a little bit easier. It's interesting how Minnesota has been a real focus of the shift. Really even, Minnesota was where George Floyd was killed. It was the start of it wasn't the start of the Black Lives Matter. I believe it was Missouri. It was the Joplin stuff that happened, but certainly took the world by storm, that whole thing, that awful, awful situation. And now we have, Governor Walz, running with Kamala. Everybody was excited. And they're like, we finally got a guy who speaks plainly and who cares about people. This is the kind of guy we want. And now they're trying to connect him to this guy because he hired him once to do something. They're the right is blaming it all on Walz. It's ridiculous, right? So why am I bringing all this good news up? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. This is the world we're living in right now, right? But I also want to mention that around 5 million Americans, 5 million Americans took to the streets in peaceful protests. No matter what you watch on the news, they say there were riots, there were riots, there were riots. There was problems. People are upset. It's understandable. We get egged on by these rich. Anyway, trying to find a word, but I don't want to use that word early in the morning. But all of this to and we had the Saturn Jupiter square, the Mars Uranus square, which of course is always sudden explosions, anger, war, all of that. We had all of it, all in a weekend. And as far as I know, the people in Gaza still are not being allowed to have food or water. And as far as I understand, they're still planning on going into Gaza, and I don't know what they're going to do there. These people. Anyway. Oh boy, I wanted this to be a little bit more optimistic of a morning, but it seems like I'm going on this tangent of all the situations where we find ourselves, and we wonder, we look up to heaven. And this morning I looked up to heaven and actually saw the moon. It's actually the first time I've seen the moon not in full. It was in it was a trine. There was a trine to the sun and the moon this morning. And it was a disseminating trine, a trine of understanding. And so as I talk about all of the stuff that's going on today, where we stand today in that trine of understanding, this is where we are. And yet we saw that people don't want this. And we have to continue to stand up and to speak up, especially for those who can't speak up for themselves because they're in harm's way, or they're hiding out, or they're being targeted. We need to stand up for each other. We need to stand up for our country, our world, our humanity. Nation states are still a thing, but they're not really the thing of the future. It's more, we need to learn how to be more cooperative and live on this planet. We have the technology to make the world an Eden. But because people don't make money that way, or feel like they can't make money that way, they continue to do it the old way. Through drilling and war and feeding the war machine. It's time to come to a place of peace, to feed those things that bring peace instead of feeding those things that bring war. It happens within each and every one of us. Today we have the trine of the sun and the moon. That happened at 6:02. Once the moon moves into Pisces, we have a bit of a different energy. We do have a sextile while the moon is still in Aquarius to Chiron. This helps us to talk to each other about where we are, the woundedness, the wounds of war, the wounds of aggression. And then we also have Mercury square, semi-square Mars today. This is quick-witted and ready to argue, snappy and irritable. Today may not be the best day, but, things need to be said. And then later today, we have a nice trine of the moon in Pisces to Jupiter in Cancer, and that happens at 5 p.m. here on the east coast of the U.S., 4 Central, 3 Mountain, 2 Pacific. That's a nice energy that will help to ease some of what we're feeling. It's as if we're right between the possibilities of unity and coming together and the possibility of annihilation, right? We're sort of balanced between those 2 points as we start this week. Focus on that which you want to bring into your life. If you want to bring good things into your life, you need to focus on that. It's not ignoring the bad stuff, but it's balancing the bad stuff with the stuff that's working and then applying yourself in that direction. It was a miraculous, beautiful weekend. And it was a terrible, horrible, abhorrent, disgusting weekend. That's the nature here, right? On planet Earth. That's the nature on planet Earth. As human beings, we are the bridge between the heavenly and the earthly. And the more peace that we have in our own hearts, and the heart is the most powerful energy center that humans have, we can bring peace to this world. It has to start with us, within each of us, coming to peace with our situations, coming to peace with our relationships. Some relationships you can mend, and others you need to just let go of, because you can't affect, and it's not your place to necessarily change people's minds. Maybe it's our purpose to open people's minds or to open them up to different possibilities. But if people want to remain closed, there's nothing we can do to open them up except love them from afar, send them good energy. But for those that we can, the places where we can make a difference, we must apply ourselves. So each and every one of us, are going to do that in our own way. But know that we are at the precipice, and our choice is our future. So choose love, choose peace, choose understanding, choose communication. And we will make it through this period. Take care of yourselves, everyone. It's been an intense weekend. It may take a couple of days to have things calm down a bit. We do have the solstice coming first when the sun moves into Cancer. It's at its highest point, our longest day, the start of our summer season. It's going to be a hot summer. It may not be temperature-wise. It hasn't been hot here. Temperature-wise, it's been rather cool, but emotionally hot. It's going to be an emotionally hot summer, and so we're going to have to pace ourselves and get ready, get our shoe leather ready for another walkabout. All right, guys, take care of yourselves, please. We did Mystic Sisters on Saturday on Ona's channel. If you want to check that out, I think it was a good hour or so. And Mystic Sisters will be on my channel this Saturday. We'll be celebrating the solstice and other things. So I love you very much. Thank you for all your support. If you would like to be a member on my YouTube channel, that would be very helpful. Just like everybody else with the economy sort of getting skinnier, it seems, and people wanting to hang on to their money, it is a bit of a challenge now. But put your energy where it counts, and I'll try to put my energy where it counts. Take care, everyone. Namaste.